So thank you so much for joining us today for the first of our Ask an Expert webinar series for FLL World Class. We have with us today Soren Thompson. Soren has been with LEGO Education for 9 years and currently serves as the Head of Educational Concept Development for LEGO Education in Billund, Denmark. He oversees all LEGO Education curriculum content development globally, including the development team of 10 highly skilled educational specialists with years of classroom and curriculum development experience. Previously, he also served within LEGO Education as an educational concept developer, and he has worked across the LEGO Education portfolio, from early learning to Mindstorms. Soren has been involved with FLL for the last 2 years as part of the Challenge Advisory team, and he and his team have been part of developing the FLL challenges and research projects. So I am going to turn our presentation now over to Soren.
Hey guys, I hope you can hear me all right. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for allowing me to talk to you all today. It's really great to see that so many have chosen to participate, and for me, education and learning is just a fantastic subject to talk about, because it has affected and will most likely continue to affect almost every human on the planet. So it's a topic that most people have some sort of opinion about, which also makes this a really good topic to discuss. I've been asked to talk about who I am and my journey with education and my views on education in general. So, but I'm, as I said, Soren Thompson. I am Head of Educational Concept Development with LEGO Education. I am 38 years old, married. I have 3 children. I live in Billund, Denmark, very close to the LEGO headquarters. I used to be a teacher. I have a teaching degree and a minor in psychology. I taught math and science and a big variety of other subjects. That's just how the Danish public school system works. But I taught in Odense, Denmark. Some of you might know that city as the birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen, the famous author. Personally, I have to say I love to teach. I still love to teach. It's one of the most rewarding jobs you can have, and I was super lucky to have really good colleagues there. But 9 years ago, I more or less to the date actually, I saw my dream job in the newspaper, and it was just one of those things where I had to act. So I pursued the job of being a educational concept developer with LEGO Education, which basically means the creation of learning materials to be used by other teachers in their classroom or in after-school programs. We also develop for that, but for use with students, and to make sure with the use of the LEGO brick as a key part of that. And I have never used LEGO in my teaching experience, but really what it turned out was that the values of LEGO Education and the values that I've been using when I was teaching was very close to each other, and it was just a really nice fit. I always enjoyed those open tasks that you can do with the students. I always see that as an opportunity for them to excel, and in the job as a concept developer, I really had the chance to develop something that I could just see when I went into class with my materials. I could just see the impact that it had. As noted earlier, I worked from preschool to Mindstorms, and I now head our global educational content development, and that is everything from Doodle Bricks to robotics, from math to more open-ended projects, and now I'm involved with the FLL as well. That means I spend a lot of time talking to academics to make sure that our learning materials are on the cutting edge of the learning focus that is on the curriculum, the developments within the global um, within the laws and the standards that needs to be met by the teachers. I talk a lot with teachers as well, and again to make sure that our solutions are tailored for the teachers to be successful and for the students to have a good learning impact. As you probably know, LEGO education has always been about curiosity, creativity, fun, and learning. There's actually in the LEGO museum, there's an old box from, I think it must be from the 1940s, where the founder of LEGO actually writes about the learning impact of using LEGO. And that was even before the plastic elements came. That was when it was all wooden. So LEGO and learning has always really gone hand in hand, because the learning, I mean, being creative, being curious, having fun, playing around, it's actually a learning experience, and I'll come back to that. But those are the curiosity, the creativity, the fun. That is really what we try to bring into the classroom through our materials. Oops. And really what we say is everybody is creative. We are all creative. Creativity is not something that you learn. It is in you. It's actually something that you can nurture through your teaching. We all see the kindergartens where the kids are just super creative and have their own expressions to their drawings. They have their own ideas. They're maybe giving a task, but you have tons of different solutions to that one task. And maybe somebody just get a little bit of inspiration for somebody else, and that just takes a project in a totally different way. What we actually hear from academia, and there's a fantastic TED talk on YouTube and on TED.com, where a fantastic guy, and his name has just totally disappeared from me, he actually argues that school is killing creativity. I mean, that is definitely not where we want to take the school system going forward. And again, the future of learning, we should be creative. We should nurture that creativity to make sure that we actually get the students are empowered to take on the challenges of the future. The school system that we see and that I see when I visit different countries, I see lots of teachers faced with a lot of challenges of meeting lots of demands on one hand from the society, but also from administrators and schools and parents. And at the same time, they might be faced with some challenges of students not being equally motivated and fully engaged in what is going on. And I mean, we can have fun drawings like the one that I'm just showing you, but really this is a huge issue that I see lots of countries actually struggling with, to figure out how do we actually approach these the task of delivering fun and engaging and motivating learning when the offer out there on the web, the amount of information that is available to the classroom. How do we actually balance that in a classroom where you kind of have to go in, teach a specific subject, learn a specific area, and then you move on to something else? I think that's a huge challenge that are meeting everybody that is involved in the ecosystem of education. They also have to balance the needs of the core curriculum focus. We see testing, accountability being really a hot topic, a big topic across the globe at the moment. But at the same time, they need to make sure that the students that come to their classroom also learn the life skills, the 21st century skills that are all about collaboration, communication, critical thinking, all critical elements to become part of both education and later in life to be part of society outside the walls of the school. And those 21st century learning skills, they are the skills that are extremely hard to test. I mean, if you do a multiple choice test where you basically get a question and you have to tick off the right box, it is super hard to prove that you are excellent at critical thinking, that you have all the collaboration skills that are needed, that you are a fantastic communicator that can really convey your message in an engaging and motivating way. So that is some of the big issues that we see many of the school systems struggling with at the moment. I believe that children can learn most effectively when they're able to fully engage in learning situations where they use all their senses, where they, as you see here, stand up and paint a picture, sit on the floor, do experiments with water, or just figuring out how those plants actually work by going out and do some gardening in the classroom. There are too many students that we see just being allowed to go through schools, reading and writing, but probably they would never understand the full potential of themselves, or be allowed to both learn and express themselves in different ways. And that is just key going forward in the society, that we see that our students learn those skills. Whoops, slide too early. We often see learners that actually you could say they're being held back not by a lack of intellect or confidence, but because of a lack of confidence. So education going forwards needs to build this confidence with the students. Academia would call it self-efficacy, but really the internal judgment that they will be capable of doing a task, solving a task. And actually, if we actually see some evidence that if you do not believe you can solve a task, the probability that you will not be able to solve that task is just greater than if you go into a problem saying, well, I'm pretty sure I can figure this one out. So really we should nurture that self-belief and confidence in our students that they will be able to figure something out. They will have the basic tools that they need to engage in a situation, figure out what is the right way, what is the right approach, what is the knowledge that I actually need to solve this challenge. Then go out and find that knowledge and bring it all together with a solution in mind. So, world-class, learning unleashed. How do we do that? And first of all, I think it's a great title, because it's almost impossible to answer. It's definitely impossible to answer in a short manner, because there are so many ways of viewing what it takes to unleash learning. It's not a one answer kind of question, because you could look at the physical organization of schools. You could look at the organization of the classroom, teacher training, pedagogy, the introduction of technology that could probably unleash some learning. But you could also take a totally different perspective on it and say, well, food, it's a basic thing. Have the students had their breakfast before they come to school? Because that has a huge impact on the learning ability of the students. So there are tons of different ways where you can say this will unleash learning. But I think it's fantastic title to give it. What I would like to focus on is what I think is an overarching theme that will unleash learning. And to illustrate that, I will just show you this little girl. I personally love this ad. It's a Lego ad from 1981, and I think this, looking at this as a teacher, this is just the perfect learning opportunity. It's the pride that she has in her eyes. It's the motivation. You can see she has a sense of achievement. That building that model has meaning to her, even though, as I said, whatever it is, what it is beautiful. It's like, I am not sure I can exactly see what it is, but it has meaning to her. It's a perfect moment to actually start digging in and say, okay, what is this area? What is it all about? What does this mean to you? There's a story behind the model that she built. And really, to engage students in a learning process like this girl is engaged, that is just key. How to do it is a bigger question. But more than ever, we see a development where in our society where students, they need to take ownership of their own learning process, and really we should somehow in the learning and educational system allow them to take creative ownership of their own learning process. That would allow them to use their creativity and their curiosity to really get the best results out of coming to school. And I mean, that's why they come to school. They come to school for each and every single student to learn something. And we should provide a system or a classroom or even just the facilities to facilitate that learning. Because if we allow them to take ownership of that learning process, we enable them to actively develop those problem-solving skills, the collaborative outlook necessary to become creators of a society, not just a consumer of society. And I think the future of learning really depends on giving this creative leadership, in which they know their own abilities. They know when to draw upon others. And creativity is really a key aspect in learning and having confidence in trying new stuff, experimenting with the world, playing around with different materials that you might not see actually fitting together, but there might be a possibility of 1 and 1 equaling more than 2. We see that in many of the developments that are actually happening with all the apps and all the internet sites. They learn from each other. They take the best of whatever is out there and they combine it into something that is just, wow, mind-blowing, and suddenly millions and billions of people come and use this one app or website because it just makes sense. And I don't think many of these people are just developing from nothing. They get inspired, they mix, they play around, they figure out, they fail. Failing is a huge learning opportunity, and we should allow our students in the classroom to fail and learn from it. And for me, I mean, looking at the FLL experience that you guys are about to embark on, I mean, that is what your students and the kids that come, maybe you guys, that come into this challenge, that is actually what the journey that you're going to embark on, because you're going to collaborate, you're going to communicate, you're going to seek information, you're going to apply information in different ways, and maybe be super creative in the way that you learn from, ooh, here's a problem, maybe there's a solution. Well, maybe this solution that somebody figured out isn't the best solution for the specific area that we are in. So we're gonna tweak it a little bit. Maybe we're going to get inspired by somebody else's work, and the combination of that will just lead to us being able to stand with confidence at that day where you're gonna present your findings, your robot. You're gonna run the robot on the challenge map. I mean, it's for me, FLL, it's just the creative, it's engaging, it's meaningful, it's an authentic learning challenge, and really that is why LEGO and LEGO Education is so proud to be part of the first LEGO League mission. And guys, that just leaves it for me to say thank you and good luck, and I look forward to you guys shaping the future of education. And I actually mean that little last part, because I know that there are administrators and there are politicians that actually look at what is going on at these national, even the smaller FLL events. They are looking at this, and they are actually looking for input to how to best scope and create learning and educational systems that make sense for the students.